What is it with men these days and not wanting to date? Do you guys have a fear of commitment?
I want to talk about guys that reject hot chicks and then slum. Meaning you dated a hot girl and then decided that hot girl was not for you.
I don't like finding out that a guy doesn't like me anymore. That he's like over me.
The chasing is just over ladies. Reciprocity is what modern men are looking for in women.
What is the real reason that you've given up on dating altogether or haven't?
If a man can't spend $75 or $100 on a first date, he just shouldn't be dating.
Men have both chase instinct and pursuit instinct.
The entitlement of some of these women is what's keeping the men far away from them. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
One thing that men wish women understood about men. Part 1 of 500. One thing that society underplays is that men are actually much more complex than we give them credit for. They want and need more affection than they actually let on. They crave it. Men, is this true? Drop a comment below.
One thing you have to understand about men is that they will not pursue you if they feel like they are not worthy of you. They will self-sabotage because they feel like what you bring to the table, like they cannot match up to that. If they feel like you're too smart, too ambitious, too anything, and they can't match up, they will self-sabotage. So before you think that you're the problem, what did I do wrong? No. It's almost like, what did you do right? You'd be surprised how many men will literally be like, okay, no, I'm not gonna compete, or I'm not gonna like try and pursue her because she's too much of this for me or that for me. I promise you, it is 99% never you. Don't be sad and wondering about what happened with that guy. It's honestly them, not you.
This is a wild assumption. Even if it's true, 90% of this is presented with the confidence that it's true 100% of the time. They will also not pursue you if they don't think you're worthy of them. Could it work the opposite way too? Because this feels like my situation. Nah, as a man, it's usually a lack of reciprocation. Like I'll pour a ton of time and energy and effort into a girl. Then when I realize she'll never match it, I'm out. This response comes from her ego. Women often think a man won't pursue or chase her because she sees herself as too good for him, or thinks that man will self-sabotage because he believes he's not worthy of her. But men can feel the same way. A man might think a woman doesn't qualify to be in his presence, so he looks the other way. These assumptions go both ways. Just as a woman might think she's too good for a man might feel a woman isn't up to his standards. It's important to look beyond ego and superficial judgments to find a real connection.
If you don't agree with this next statement, you don't need to. Men should lead. Men should lead. Men should lead, okay?
Men are born to pursue women. Men court women. That's how it works. It doesn't matter what his text meant. It doesn't matter if he liked your Instagram story or sent you a fire emoji. That's so easy to do. That doesn't mean anything. Stop wasting your valuable time and energy trying to dissect a man's actions or trying to control the way that he perceives you. You can't control it. So you might as well reallocate all of that beautiful energy, your whole essence, back into yourself. And I promise it works every time. Every time.
First of all, that is a crazy sentence. Imagine being born a man and being told your sole purpose in life is to chase and pursue women. If that woman wants to be courted, she needs to be worth the courting. Something men need to do is stop throwing their efforts and energy at women who show they do not deserve it. By doing this, men can avoid the frustration and disappointment that often comes from investing in someone who doesn't reciprocate. One of the biggest decisions a man can make in his life is adding a woman to it. It is very crucial to make sure that woman deserves it. A man should only pursue a woman who's showing interest as well, nothing else.
Since I have some awesome guys on TikTok right now listening, I'm thinking, may I have your opinion, please? What is it with men these days and not wanting to date? Do you guys have a fear of commitment? Is it the woman these days? Does it have anything to do with spending money on women? Does it have anything to do with trust issues? Maybe dating apps? Maybe you feel like there are endless options in terms of significant others? Please let me know in the comments.
It's the ladies nowadays. They make in their own money, and now they think they are better than us. But I want a sugar mama. It's the small chance of reward for our investment. The headaches are not worth it. I found dating to be a waste of time. Hard to find someone that wants to grow old together. Divorce rates is too high nowadays, and too much risk for the man to lose everything they worked for. Too much investment. I'd rather spend the money, time, on myself. We are just really unfazed at this point. She actually listed all of them. It's dating apps, trust issues being used, and also the unrealistic standards that men have to meet. Can't forget about that one. But for some men out there, it's because they've already given her time and resources, and she still stepped out on him with another man. Some of them spent decades into a relationship and just never get anything back. So now they just call it quits.
Can somebody tell me why when a guy goes through a breakup, the first thing he does is download Tinder?
Well, that's because most men don't have rosters or backup plans, so they like to wait until their relationship is fully over before they start pursuing somebody else.
Would you prefer a masculine man or a submissive man?
That's a good question. I want masculine, but also I want him to submit, but only to me.
Submit in what way? What do you mean?
Like take care of me, do what I say,
okay,
when I say.
Would you really want a man to do that though? Wouldn't you want a man to be more dominant?
I do. Like if we're going to dinner, I want him to say, we're going here and we're gonna eat this.
So you like that?
Yeah.
You like it more of a masculine man then, right?
Yeah.
Basically what she wants is a maid. Women who asks for these types of requirements from their man usually leave them in the end, because now she's looking down at the man. There won't be any respect from her to her man in the relationship, because she's walking all over him. She said she wants a man to do what she says, and do it when she says it. Doesn't sound like she wants a man to me. Basically, it's masculine when it comes to responsibility, then assertiveness when it comes to relationship positioning. And I also thinks she suffers from making up her mind. Could just be me, though.
Nowadays, men aren't proper men anymore. And to me, one of the gravest sins a man can commit against a woman is wasting her time. يعني لا أنت جاهز. You're not ready. You're not financially capable. You're not emotionally capable. You're nowhere near ready taking on the responsibility that is caring and protecting a woman. And that's all they seek. It's one of the gravest sins you can commit. Especially that girls are ready. A lot of women are ready. They're like, I want to be married. I want to have children. I want to open a home. And you know that that's what she wants. And you waste her time.
Well, that's a funny sentence. This woman said that girls are ready for relationships and marriages, but the only thing I see them ready for is to take everything away from the man at the first glance of trouble and spend it with the next man. What women needs to understand is that those days are gone. They're behind us. Now women must prove themselves if they want to get to that next level. I'm not sure what world she's living in, but she needs to come back to reality. The only thing she was referring to this whole time is money. It's always about the money.
Why men don't stay friends with you after you've rejected them. Some women get offended when she's done friend zoning a guy and he wants nothing to do with her. She feels used. But here's the thing. It can be painful to be around someone you like that, knowing that they're probably pursuing somebody else. It can hurt his confidence. And he has a right to choose the relationships that he wants to be in, especially when he's not getting what he wants out of them.
As a man, if you don't have your financial affairs in order, you should not be dating.
Oh, really? Why?
Dating costs money. It is an expense.
Not always. There are some very charming options for date nights that cost little to no money, but why bring that up?
It is not. Women aren't using you. Women aren't gold diggers.
Let's be honest now. Some of them are.
It just costs money.
But it doesn't have to, and that's the critical part of this that one is missing.
And if you think that spending money is ridiculous or, the woman is asking for too much, just abstain from dating. It is okay.
Good to know. I'm sure that will bring a sense of relief to many.
If the idea of treating someone to dinner or a few drinks, if that causes a lot of stress to you, you have a lot of other priorities to worry about.
True. I think men should spend more time worrying about spending time with a woman that actually wants to get to know him instead of worrying about how much money he spends on the date.
And just when you thought the water was safe, another shark shows up. Dating is too much for me to deal with, and I have the money. My first date with my wife was coffee at a local coffee shop that she paid for and a walk in a riverfront park. We now equally contribute in our relationship. Money is not everything. Exactly, that's the problem. To date somebody is about to get to know each other, not about how much money somebody spent for a date. The truth is, dating now has just become a business, with little expectation of any return on the investment at that. I wonder if that same logic applies to women as well, or does it only apply for men? They're so focused on the money and forget that dates are supposed to be fun and pleasant. It's these sorts of expectations that keeps the men away.
If your man is not pursuing you, he says he's busy, or he needs to take care of a sick parent, whatever it is, if he's not actively trying to spend time with you, to be with you, then that man doesn't like you enough for you to hope that this could be a serious relationship. Maybe he doesn't have a job, maybe he's a bit of a loser, and maybe you're okay with that. But the one thing that men are good at is they know how to pursue a woman. It's in their nature. They used to go out and hunt for food. They know how to catch prey. So if he's not pursuing you, then dump him and move on. Because he either doesn't want you enough, or worse, he can't do the one thing that he's supposed to be good at.
Let's talk about the 3 main reasons why he stopped chasing you. Okay, so you were seeing this guy who was super into you, pulling out all the stops, and just as you were basking in how glorious it is to be pursued so fervently by a guy you actually like, he stops. And suddenly, it seems like he's not so into you, and you have no idea what happened. This is what happened. Number 1, he caught you. I mean, the obvious answer is he caught you. The chase is a means to an end. It's not the end. It's a means to winning you over. Once you've been won, there's not really a need to chase you anymore. It's also possible he's just settling into a more normal, sustainable routine, one where he doesn't need to be texting you all day and bringing his A game constantly. If you can't handle this and you need his constant validation and constant pursuit in order to feel okay, in order to feel secure in the relationship, then you need to look within and see why this is. Ask yourself, what need is he fulfilling for you and how can you fulfill it yourself? Number 2, he's losing interest. Here's a secret. Well, not a secret because I talk about it on other videos on here. But when a guy's pursuing you with full force in the beginning, it's not so much a reflection of how much he likes you. He's just really trying to get you to like him. And I'm not talking about love bombing. I'm just talking about a regular guy doing regular pursuit things, like texting you consistently and just showing up when he's supposed to show up. He obviously sees potential because he wouldn't be pursuing you otherwise, but he can't really like you yet because he doesn't know you yet. So sometimes when a guy stops doing this, it's really just because he realized it wasn't a match and that it feels to you like the rug is being pulled out from under you, but it's really just him realizing that, okay, I don't think there's anything worth pursuing here. And yes, maybe he should do a better job of explaining that to you, but that's most likely what's going on in those cases. And I just want to add, I know it's so painful and feels so personal, but not everyone's a match. That's it. Not everyone's a match, and that's okay. And number 3, you're too available. If you're always there, always waiting in the wings, always there as soon as he summons you, then there isn't really much of a need to chase you because you're just too available. Now, I am not saying to play games or play hard to get. I'm saying be hard to get. Fill your life so that you have a fun, fulfilling life, so that you have a lot going on, so that you're not only looking forward to hearing from him. Like, that's not the only exciting thing you have going on in your life. You have multiple things in your life that bring you joy and bring you excitement. Have a full, amazing life that he wants to be a part of, instead of making him the sole center of your life, because that's not appealing. It's actually kind of creepy and it's a turnoff.
If women aren't reciprocating the energy, we assumed she's not interested. There could be many reasons why men pull away, but it usually happens when they see their efforts aren't being reciprocated. Some of the more common reasons include not liking the woman's personality or being turned off by the games being played. Men often pull away when they feel unappreciated or see that their genuine efforts are not valued. Additionally, men may withdraw if they sense that the relationship lacks authenticity or if they feel manipulated. Constantly having to decode mixed signals or deal with emotional games can be exhausting and demoralizing. Another reason could be the realization that there is a lack of compatibility in values, goals, or interests, making them reconsider the long-term potential of the relationship.
It's true, men need to feel needed and women need to feel wanted. Yes. Men don't care if you want them. They care if you need them. It's very true. If you say to a guy specifically, I don't need you, but I really want you, that's a huge insult. You might as well just slap him right in the teeth.
Men don't like makeup because ugly girls ruined it for everybody. It be the ones that look like Trick Daddy who got all the attitude once they get their face put on.
You want to know why he acted super into you and is now acting like he doesn't care if you exist or not? It's for one of these reasons, guaranteed. Reason number one, he was never interested in forging a real connection with you, even though he made it seem like he was. What he was interested in was ego validation. And once he saw that you liked him, the ego itch was scratched and he moved on because he's probably a narcissist. Reason number two, maybe he met another girl or an ex came back into the picture and he chose her over you. But do you really want someone who's on the fence about you? No, you do not. Reason number three, maybe he did really like you, but once he started to feel those feelings, it scared him because he is an emotionally unavailable and avoidant attachment style person. And usually people like that, there's nothing you can do. They have to heal on their own. Another possible reason is maybe he was only interested in one thing. And once he got that one thing, he moved on. Okay, shallow. But again, is that someone who you're going to be able to change? Probably not. Next possible reason is maybe you said something that triggered him, low-key, but he didn't want to have an honest, mature conversation, so he just dipped. And the next possible reason is maybe he knows he can't provide you with what you want. Maybe you're looking for marriage or something serious, or you guys are long distance and he just can't get there right now. So he didn't want to waste your time and yeah, he left. Anyways, hope that helped. But just remember, when someone shows you who they are, believe them, babe. Follow me for more dating advice and good luck.
If a guy is genuinely interested in a woman and suddenly starts backing away, it usually means she did something that made him reconsider. Any man who's willing to go to great lengths to pursue someone wouldn't just leave without reason. After getting to know her, he might have decided she wasn't a good match for him. While women often think there's another girl involved, some men are simply assessing the character of the woman they're interested in to see if she's worth it. If she doesn't meet his expectations, he just walks away.
I just want to come on here and be real with y'all for a second. That, I know we joke around and kiki on here, but, there is a part of the single life where, it's not all glitz and glam and whatever. At times, sometimes, not all the time, this shit is very frustrating. It gets annoying, especially if you think you found someone and it's not your person, and then you have to put yourself back out there, be vulnerable again. It is annoying. It is frustrating. Sometimes you want to break your damn phone. You want to delete the apps. You want to block the numbers. You just don't want to do it, because especially if you've been single for a long time, I'm motherfucking tired. I'm tired. So yes, it comes with the freedoms, but sometimes this shit is cut to...
Men are slacking. We truly need men content. All the men want to do is get on TikTok or Instagram and lick their lips. We don't need that. Teach us how to change a tire. Teach me how to change my oil. How do I check my tire pressure? How do I build a home? How do I prepare to go to war? Because all this extra content y'all are making, it's not it. We don't need that. We get it. You're cute. You look good, but show me you look good while you're chopping some firewood. Women are out here making mom content, cooking content. What are y'all doing? Standing shirtless in front of a ring light. Pointless. Useless. Do something good for the world. Please, teach me something.
There's a reason why this woman turned off her comments. She knew what was coming. If men are useless, then what does that make you? The world you live in was built by men. Unfortunately, appreciation for their contributions is often lacking from some women. Men have played a huge role in shaping society through their hard work, creativity, and sacrifices. They've built our infrastructure, advanced technology, and influenced culture and governance. Despite this, their efforts are often overlooked or taken for granted. Many women don't recognize how much men have done to make the world what it is today.
Be honest with me. What is the real reason why you are not dating right now?
Because my roommate doesn't like the idea of me bringing men home.
For the last time, we're not roommates, we're married.
I didn't know you were in here.